Welcome to Eat Right by George, the healthy cooking show that shows you healthy can be delicious. And whenever I think of delicious and healthy, I think of carrot cake. And on today's Eat Right by George, I'll be showing you a lighter version of carrot cake, since many of the versions out there have a lot of calories because of the cream cheese frosting. We'll be using a powdered sugar frosting, which is much lower in calories. And for our carrot cake, we're going to be using carrots, of course, fresh ones that I'm going to peel and grate. We'll be using whole oats. We'll be using flour, a little bit of sugar, walnuts, which of course have omega-3 fatty acids because they have healthy oils. And I'll be using egg whites instead of regular eggs, baking powder, baking sugar, and a little bit of cinnamon, a little dash of cinnamon. So we're going to get things started here on Eat Right by George and start peeling our carrots. And I have a few tips for peeling carrots. One of them is make sure your carrot, of course, is washed because it could have dirt since a carrot actually is underground. It's a root. It's a root vegetable. And always hold your carrots on an angle. That way your peeler can get the carrots cleaned properly and quickly. So all I like to do is have a little garbage bowl there. And hold the carrot at an angle. Get all the peels in the garbage bowl. If you have a couple that won't come off, just change your strategy a little. And voila, you have a nice clean carrot. We repeat that a couple times so you can see again. Holding your carrot at an angle. Grabbing your peeler. Hold that also on an angle. Reverse, and the peels come right off. Sometimes they can be messy, so you should have a little bowl there for you to catch all the peels. And once again, you can take it this way as well and get any stranded peels, any leftover ones. Clean them up real good. And carrot cake is just so delicious. It's so light in tasting. It has a lot of natural sugar. It doesn't need a lot of sugar. And there you see. I want to take them next and grate them. Grab my grater here. What I do is just take my peels and separate them here from the carrot. And I'm going to use my little right here. I use the small holes of the grater and just start grating. Always move from side to side. You can get all the peels in there. And this is good exercise too. Burning up some calories while you're making your light version of carrot cake. A couple cups of carrots here. Many people hear about the health benefits of eating carrots. Things like have healthy eyesight. But not only is beta-carotene, which is in carrots, healthy for good eyesight, but it's also helpful for heart disease. There's actually more studies that involve carrots and heart disease than actually with eyesight. There are some studies that I've seen that show that it helps with decreasing the incidence of glaucoma. But most of the studies that I looked at, they show that carrots help with heart disease even more. People that ate more carrots had less heart attacks. Which is another great reason to be eating your carrots every day. Did you know that carrots come in different colors? There are different varieties. There's actually white carrots, there's purple carrots, there's also red carrots, yellow carrots too. They have a lot of different colors. So I'm taking my carrots here. If they're loose, you can always just sort of snap them in half. And I'll show you in a second here what a beautiful color. Now if you have fresh carrots, you can do a lot of different things. You can take carrots and juice them. You can have a nice fresh carrot juice in the morning. Carrots are better steamed, so if you steam carrots, they taste better than if you boil them. So I don't recommend boiling carrots, but I do recommend steaming them. They're also great with ginger. You have some ginger. Grate some ginger with your carrots and steam them and drizzle a little honey on top. And that's a great side dish. Glazed carrots with ginger and honey. Or you can just eat them raw. Nothing better than eating a raw carrot stick with a little yogurt sauce or a little ranch, just a small amount of ranch. The kids love that. Okay, so I have my carrots grated. So I'll kind of show you here after you grate the carrots how they look. Put my grater aside. Kind of see here, it's nice, about 2 cups of carrots right there. I'll put this aside. And next I'm going to take and break some eggs. I'm going to have about 6 eggs. I have to separate them. And some whole organic eggs. And what I do is I take one bowl and have the egg yolks. I take one bowl, I pick this one, I say I'll put the egg yolks here, I'll put the egg whites there, have them separate. So crack my egg here, and swish it from side to side. Once again, this is going to make the recipe a little bit lighter. Less calories and air. The batter will be a little bit more airy. So once again, you just crack your egg. There's a lot of different ways to separate egg yolks. There's even little gadgets that people have invented. This one had a lot of egg yolk in it. The fresher the egg, the better. The easier it is to crack and separate. Almost there. And after you've done a couple of these, you get really good at it. It doesn't even bother you. You're not even afraid to crack them. Once in a while an egg yolk will get away. That happens. And one more. So we got 6 egg whites in here. That's the liquid part of our recipe, along with the corn oil. So I'll put these aside. And we're moving along here. So first of all, I want to start with my dry ingredients. I have my flour. I'm going to measure, I measured 2 cups of flour in here. And I also want a teaspoon of baking powder. Of course, that's your leavening agent. And also a teaspoon of baking soda. And I'm going to just take and Mix these. A lot of times people forget to put the baking soda and the baking powder in the recipe, and they remember the last minute, or because if you forget, then you're going to have a flat cake. You won't have any volume in your cake. You also have a teaspoon of cinnamon. That's what gives it the spicy flavor. It makes the house smell wonderful. And another dry ingredient to give more health and nutrition to our recipe is the oats. So it's going to add a little bit of nutrition to our recipe as well, and fiber. Of course, as you've seen in some of the other shows, we need fiber in our diet. And one great way is add it to your carrot cake mix. Add in our oats. So I'll take and add this to my bowl here. And then slowly I'm going to start to add our egg whites. And I'm going to also add about a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. That's our fat, our veggie oil. And we'll get this mixing. You always scrape your bowl down, have a scraper with you. Right now I'm just folding the ingredients in slowly. And I'll be adding the carrots at the end, so I'm saving the carrots. So folding means that you want to add your ingredients slowly and carefully at first. Scraping down your bowl, getting all the flour. You don't want any flour stuck to the sides or at the bottom. You want that thoroughly mixed in. Now we're getting it. Once you've folded in the egg whites and the flour, and you want to start to add a little bit of sugar. We have about a cup of sugar here. Scrape down our bowl again. And pretty soon I'm going to be adding our carrots, our shredded carrots. Now we're mixing good. Now the batter shouldn't be too runny, and it shouldn't be too thick. It should be just right. Once that you've gotten your flour thoroughly mixed in there, you're going to add your carrots gradually. Oh, it's going to be delicious. Look at the beautiful color here after you grate your carrots. It's amazing. Many of us forget when we skip the carrots at dinner time. So this is just a wonderful way to get it into your diet. And the carrots also add a little bit of moisture and water to the mix. And I always play with the speed a little bit when I want it to mix a little bit more, to get more of the mixture in there. I like to take and speed it up a little. There's a lot of different speeds on this mixer. Make sure to take your scraper. There we go. Turn it up. We're halfway there, just about. Only thing left now is to add our walnuts. And what the walnuts do in this recipe is they add a little crunch to your carrot cake, so that it's not just all carrots. Have a little bit of a crunchy flavor. The texture improves the texture of your carrot cake. We're getting there. Now next we'll add our carrots. And I like to also add some raisins to carrot cake, since they're so nutritious and delicious. About a tablespoon of raisins. If you don't have raisins available, even some sun-dried cherries will be okay. Cherries and carrots go very well. And I also want to add some walnuts. So about 3 or 4 teaspoons of walnuts. Give it that extra crunch and flavor. When I took some walnuts and I chopped them up, like almost like a fine meal. So I kind of given them a nice chop, but even more than usual. I want the walnuts to be very fine, like almost like a walnut meal. And once we have our mixture, we have all the ingredients inside, I'm going to take and spray a springform pan with some cooking spray, which I did a little bit earlier. And then, as you can see, the springform pans are very helpful because it has actually a little lever here that helps you to open up the pan so you're not struggling to get the cake out.